Here we have a lovely raspberry and balsamic glazed duck. This is about a 1.7 kilogram duck. It's enough to feed a family of 4. It's got some nice fat under the skin. Duck is naturally very fatty, but this will render down nicely in the cooking process. Inside the cavity, you are going to want to put some garlic, along with a small white onion, and a lime as well for a bit of a nice citrusy flavor. Score across the top of the duck in a zigzag like this, not all the way through. You can see I've probably done it a bit too much there, and then rub in some salt and pepper into all of the cuts. This will help it go nice and crispy. Cut up everything that we just mentioned and put that inside the cavity of the duck. Now you're going to want to take this piece here, push it down inside the cavity as far as you can, and get a kebab skewer and skewer it right the way through so it is nice and secure and won't come out during the cooking process. This will just help the ingredients not fall out, essentially. Okay, ready for the oven. So take a large baking tray and place the duck in there and put some water in it. Obviously it needs to be high-sided or the water will just fall out. And you're going to want to put it in the oven at 120 degrees. For the glaze, you want 100 milliliters of balsamic vinegar, 100 milliliters of red wine vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of clear honey. And also this hickory brown sugar barbecue sauce. Put it in there, give it a good mix around whilst the duck is cooking nicely. Put that in a pan to reduce it down, put it on a very low heat, and when it starts to get hot and bubble, put in 3 teaspoons of raspberry jam. This will obviously give it a very nice flavor. So once you take the duck out after 20 minutes, turn the oven up to 210. You'll see the top of the skin has been very dry and the reduction has turned into almost like a jelly. So pour that over the duck, spread it around nicely so it's evenly coated everywhere. And then you are going to want to use this. This is what you call a meter probe. It's a Bluetooth probe that tells you when meat is cooked. It's normally used on the barbecue, but because the barbecue was actually frozen over today, we're going to do this in the oven instead. So push this into the thickest part of the meat. You're going to want to leave the probe sticking out a little bit, just as per the instructions of the manufacturer. And then open up your meter app. Click on Set Up a Cook, Poultry, Duck, Whole Duck. And the recommendations for this are up to 178 degrees for well done, which is what we want. We don't want this to be bloody at all, mainly because my kids are very picky with what they eat. Now this is going to take a little while, so just keep an eye on the meter app. And you can see that it tracks the cook perfectly here until it reaches the temperature. Remove the duck from the oven. It should be lovely and crispy on top, nice and sticky as well. And all of the juices should be running completely clear. Remove the duck and set it to one side to rest, and then put the pan on the hob. And for the gravy, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of corn flour, 100 milliliters of beef stock, and 3 tablespoons of a homemade red wine stock, which I'll show you how to make later. Not forgetting 2 teaspoons of whole grain mustard. Once it starts to get all nice and bubbly, add the ingredients back into the pan. Give it a whisk. Strain it if you want a nice smooth gravy, and serve with your chosen Sunday dinner vegetables, mashed potatoes, sprouts, carrots, and not forgetting cauliflower cheese. As you can see here, the gravy is lovely and silky. And then for leftovers, you can cube it up and serve it with some yakisoba noodle stir fry and nice hoisin sauce over the duck as well. To be honest, I think I prefer the leftovers to the actual Sunday dinner meal for this. And enjoy. Everybody's scared of cooking duck because it's quite an expensive bird. However, you know, it's a pretty foolproof way to do it.